Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. This is going to be, well, it's going to be a very short episode this week, and that's because I've just got so much other stuff on at the moment that I can't put in the time required for these cars. I've got so much else to do, so this video is going to be a bit of a short catch-up video on a bunch of things that I haven't done, that are quite often small little things. Now, before we get into today's big video, I have to ask you a very big question. And the question is simple. Which do you prefer for content, the Toyota Supra or the Kia Stinger? Now, the reason I ask is actually pretty interesting. You see, according to YouTube, according to Facebook, according to Instagram, and according to TikTok, videos on the Toyota Supra, they just don't rate. What those platforms are all telling me right now is that I'm essentially almost wasting my time doing video on the Supra. They're just not rating. Nobody seems to care about the Supra, but the Stinger, well, pretty much any video of any kind, it's doing a lot better. So my question for you is, which content do you prefer? Do you genuinely want to see more Kia Stinger content over the Toyota Supra? I've been working on the assumption that the Supra would outshine the Stinger all day long in videos, but it looks like it's the other way. I really am absolutely astonished at that. So let me know in the comments, drop some ideas, let me know what you think. And if you confirm to me that this thing's just not that interesting, then I'm gonna shift focus away from the Supra onto the Stinger, and I will do much more Stinger stuff. Now, we're gonna begin with the Supra because there's a real concern I'm having at the moment. Every time I come out and look at this car, I look at this wheel here. Now, this is the wheel that has the race suspension on it. We've actually changed over the front lower control arm on this car. Now, obviously it needs an alignment. It is screwed. That thing is just shot. What I'm really worried about though is on this wheel, I'm very, very worried that the race suspension geometry isn't going to give us the camber we need for the street. I've just assumed that an alignment shop will be able to fix that, but I'm really starting to wonder if the new arm that we've put on just won't. If that is now fixed, if that is the way it is, then I can't use the goddamn arm. That's a disaster. That's a complete disaster. That's an epic issue if that's the case. So what I'm going to do at some point is I'm going to pull the Stinger out, put it away. We're going to have a look deeper in the wheel well at the actual control arm, and we're going to try and play around with the alignment on that just a little bit and see if we can get it at least roughly close to where I think it should be for the street, because if it's like that, I have got a catastrophic problem. I won't be able to use that suspension and we go back to square one. And I really, really don't want that to happen. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be extremely expensive, but we're going to have to find out. The second thing we're looking at doing is finishing the wrap components of the Stinger. Now, there's a little problem with that. Unfortunately, there's delays for whatever reason in getting the wrap. Now, a few of you have commented on the wraps and actually given me some good ideas. And what I might do is still try the gloss black wrap on the top, not the carbon fiber. So that's another task we're looking at doing, as well as the entire back of the car. We're looking at finishing the wrap off on that. There is another task, of course, I'm looking at doing, and that is here inside the garage, because we haven't finished the garage. So up on the side here, I've got to do all the framing. So I've got to bring in a whole lot of timber and actually frame this wall off to be able to create doors and a frontage here so that it doesn't look so crap. That's the task there. And if that works over there, we'll be doing the same thing on this side. And at the same time, I then have to do a huge amount of work out the back of this house, which has nothing to do with the cars, and will mean I probably have to stop shooting car videos for a week or a bit longer. So there's a lot going on here at the moment. One of the problems I've pointed out before is the fact that I'm not a rich YouTuber. I don't have the money that rich YouTubers do to just drop on cars. Now, if I were a rich YouTuber, what I would do is just go out and buy all the tools, just spend huge amounts, not care, just buy whatever suspension I like, whatever tools I like, just spend it and go and do it, because you'd be a rich YouTuber and you're going to make it back. But that's not the case for me. I'm not going to see a pound or a dollar back from what I'm doing on this car at the moment until it comes time to sell it. There's no point me investing thousands and thousands and thousands in tools, which I may only use once, and the next car coming in, well, may not even have the same problem. So there's really no point spending several thousand on tools when I can just give that to a shop and let them do all the work instead. Is it a rip-off? Am I spending too much? Yeah, I think we are at shops, but it is what it is. So that's where we're at. I have to weigh up cost of repairs versus the cost of new tools. And now I've got the problem of worrying about the suspension, because if these race parts don't work, it's a dumpster fire of a problem. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Okay, it's judgment time. We've got to get this wheel a lot better looking than it does now. I've got to be able to do better than this, or that whole race suspension setup's just not going to work. So I'm going to put the car up, we're going to get this wheel off, we're going to play around with the suspension, lift it up a bit because it is sitting really low on that side at the moment. I'm going to see if that helps. We'll have a look at the actual arm, see if there's anything we can do, because if we can't, oh my God, it's going to be a disaster. Now, there is one little thing I need to do because it's annoying the crap out of me, and it's this body kit, this side skirt. It's in the way. It's just a pain in the ass. It's busted up. It's going to come off anyway, and I can, in theory, put it back on. So I'm going to rip this off right now. Hopefully, it doesn't expose a ton of bigger problems all under here. But yeah, we're going to take this side skirt off. We'll have a quick inspection behind it. Let's give it a shot. Let's get this off. Let's see how we go. Okay, we've got the side skirt off, and I'm going to take this as a huge win, a massive win. And it's not just because I got the side skirt off. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I have got a massive win out of this. This was one of my big fears. You see, on the Toyota Supra, these areas here at the back and down the side, they're notorious for rust. If you're looking at buying a Supra, get the side skirts off like this and have a look under here, because you can see all of this. It's perfect. It's brilliant. There is no rust at all on this car. This is exactly what you want. Now, in a previous video, I mentioned about dealers saying cars got no rust. Well, this one really doesn't. If you have a look at this here, this is absolutely superb under here. It's phenomenal. That's brilliant. This is such good news. It's not funny. It means we've got no rust on this car. We really don't. That is a huge win for cars which now are reaching an age where you start seeing a lot of rust, particularly in those very spots. I've got none. This car's pristine. It's perfect. It looks brilliant in its bodywork. All we've got to do now is get the hard parts fixed. But this is a big win. Even though I've done absolutely nothing, the fact that we've got no rust, it's huge. It's a big win, and it gives this car a ton of value that so many other Supras don't have, because here, that's where they rust. This one is perfect. Okay, we've got the car in gear, we've got the wheel chocked up, we've got the parking brake on, we've got an axle stand in, we've got a jack on and a second jack in front of it. So I don't think this car is going anywhere, thankfully, but we're still going to be cautious underneath, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and raise the suspension. You see, in here, this lower control arm, the new one that we've put in, it's actually lowered it on this side quite substantially. Just the design of that racing control arm means we now need to push the suspension up just to get it to the even height of the original factory suspension. So I'm going to use these, which are our specialist coilover tools. Now, without these, I'd be stuffed. These are the tools to allow me to actually change the height of the coilover. Without these, I'd be dead in the water. So thank God I found these. Hopefully it'll show us that the camber on this is not totally screwed and that it does work, and we can continue with these parts. If this doesn't work, whoa, we're in trouble. We're going to be in serious trouble. I will play around with a few of the other settings, the cam bolts and whatever else I can do, but this could be a real issue if these don't work. Fingers crossed we make this work.
Those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it.
Okay, really quick update. Everything's seized. It's been a complete and absolute, it doesn't want to work. There is nothing under here which responds as you would expect it to. Incidentally, if you are thinking of buying tin or tine or Tien, or however you want to call this brand of suspension, it's T-E-I-N. That brand, I'm going to have to say, I don't think I recommend them after what's happened with these. These have barely been on there about 7 years. And unfortunately, all of the paint on them, it's really going. It's bubbling and it's pretty much gone. That's problem number one. Number two, they have been very susceptible to rust. Just like the lower control arm, they're pretty bad. And they're an aftermarket component. They've not been on this car anywhere near as long as the components around it, and they've just worn way faster. They are terrible, and I'm not sure I could recommend Tien based on what I've seen here. If they've improved their products in the last 7 years and the metallurgy's improved to prevent this total near seizure just to get basic things to turn, well, I probably just wouldn't go near them. The good news is, however, I've won. In this battle, I've actually won. This damn thing let go. It's let me turn some bolts, which were seized to hell. I had to do a hell of a lot of shock hits on this thing to get this thing to release, but we did. These components here, these allow you to control the height on it. So what I'm trying to do is put a bit of height on this side to get it to a normal factory height to see what it does to the camber on this wheel with this new lower suspension control arm. And I'm pleased to say, number one, I beat the damn thing. It was seized to hell, and what should have been a straightforward just turn it wasn't. I had to douse this thing in release spray and then just go to town on it with a hammer. Yes, I had to hit it. The shock was necessary to get it to break. It was terrible. At the same time, I won that little battle. I can also see we've won on the part, because when the car is up at height and we put the wheel on, the camber comes back to normal. So the camber can be correct. All we're going to do is get the right height correct, make sure that we've got the lower control arm pushed in properly, and the damn thing should meet the right camber requirements, because right now it's obviously just wrong because, well, I haven't aligned it because I can't align it here. I need a shop to do that. And on top of that, we've got the wrong ride height on that thing. So hopefully we're getting some wins. I'm going to put some more height on this thing. We'll put it back together. Hopefully the camber will look a lot better. And then we can do the other side, fit that control arm. Then once that's done, we'll find a shop and we'll get the rest of it done. Although there could be a little catch with that. The little catch could be the fact that, well, it turns out quite a few shops these days will no longer install customer parts. And that's infuriating. That's really infuriating. And if that's the case with this car, I'm going to be up a bit of a creek. I'm going to have to come up with an alternative solution. You see, I'm not sure I can do the rear control arms on this car. I've tried, God knows I've tried to get the rear control arm off the rear here, and I just couldn't. And I figured, well, I'll let a shop do it. And then I looked into it, and I've spoken to a few people, and what used to happen in the past was you buy parts, you take it to the shop, sometimes you buy it through the shop, and they would install them for you. Now, that may just not be possible. So if I run into a situation now where I take the parts in to a shop and say, hey, I couldn't do the rears, can you do it for me? I might just get told to F off. And if that does happen, well then obviously I'm not going to be working with them, and we're up the creek. I do have another solution, but I don't want to go there just yet until we figure this out. For now, we're getting somewhere. We're going to focus on this wheel and we'll jump to the other one. We'll worry about the bigger picture after we've done that. So let's get on. Let's put some more height on with this thing, and let's get this thing back together and see if the camber looks good. Okay, let's mix it up a little bit. I now need to do, well, the garage floor. I haven't finished it off yet, and it's desperately in need of it. I've been working around it. It's pretty stupid. So I've got more artificial grass to finish off where we haven't done here, and I've got more paint to finish off this front part too, because, yeah, we're gonna have to clean that up a little bit. When the garage is closed, I'm not quite sure about having artificial grass sticking out there. We'll wait and see, but for now, I think I'm gonna go with a little bit of white paint, and we're gonna mix it up in the way that it looks so that it doesn't look weird. But wait, watch and see as we get stuck into that. I'm also, at this very minute, waiting on the wrap for that. Right behind me is the driveway, and there's still nothing in it. When the delivery car turns up, and they should turn up here, hopefully any time in the next couple of hours, we'll have the wrap and we'll be able to do that in this video as well. We've also got the cabinetry coming at the same time, and the cabinetry is for the internal of the garage. So hopefully that turns up and I can make a start on that as well in this video. But if this driveway stays as empty as this with no delivery trucks, well, yeah, we're not getting too much done on either the Stinger or on the garage. But for now, let's crack on with the floor. We can at least do that, and hopefully that'll make a big difference. You'll start seeing my vision in this garage, just getting that little touch better. Let's go.
Always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them. Yeah. Don't try to drain my energy.
Okay, our delivery for the garage has arrived. Now, this is all just stacked up. This is obviously not assembled. It's a bit of a sneak peek of what we're going to be doing here. Now, each of these panels, as you can see, well, they're resting up against the wall, but they're going to become doors right there. Yes, we're keeping it white to keep all the light in the place, and then we're going to build a frame up around the back of it. So that's what we're planning on there. If you see that, that's exactly the plans we've got for back there and this entire side as well. We want the entire garage not to have any of this shelving visible on it. We want to close all that off. We don't want it to be seen. And then on the front of these, I can put some decorations.
Then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing.
Hey guys, I'm running out of time here, so let me show you exactly what we've done out the back here, because, well, you're probably already getting a good image of it. We've managed to get most of the artificial grass down here. Now, it looks absolutely sensational. When you look at this from a sort of step back, look at it, the whole thing, it looks absolutely amazing. So we managed to get this down. We managed to paint the front of it here. So all of this being painted. We've actually redone a bunch of the white and the red in there. We've done the artificial grass. So we've 95% finished it. Just didn't get time to finish it to pristine level. So that's still to come, but it's pretty damn close now. There is a little bit of wonkiness I want to clean up in some of this, especially this fresh grass that we put down. So we'll get all that cleaned up, we'll get it all brushed up, and then you won't see any color differentiation. And it's just going to look awesome, especially with the way this whole thing just sort of pans out into the backyard. Now, in the backyard, we've also finally started getting some grass growing in our missing patch, one area that wouldn't grow. That's growing. So the carport is next. We're going to start looking at putting the carport out there so that we can actually drive cars through and park them on the other side there. For now, this is looking pretty good. This is really starting to come along. This is absolutely fantastic, but of course, we haven't finished our lighting yet. So lighting's another big thing, and we're going to be looking at, well, we're going to integrate lighting in here. We're going to leave that for now. You'll have to use your imagination. Wait, watch, subscribe to see how we do it. So that's what we've done that for now, and this just looks absolutely amazing. Have a look at this from here. We have a driveway inside the garage. It just looks absolutely nuts. I love it, and I can't wait to get it absolutely pristine finished. But for now, that's the garage update. That's where we're at. That's what we've done, and there's still more to go. So why don't we put the Stinger in there? Because it turns out that, well, you guys like the Stinger, and you don't really like the Supra. It seems all the videos at the moment on the Supra are just not that interesting. People just aren't interested in it. You want to see the Stinger. So we put the Supra out into second place, and it's time to park the Stinger into the prime position. So let's get the Stinger in, get it in its garage, and get a look at how the thing looks with a car in there. Now, in this video, unfortunately, I haven't done anything on the Stinger. Well, you wouldn't have seen it. I did have to adjust and fix some of these front struts. I wasn't real happy with the way that they were sitting, so I've gone down and actually adjusted these. These are adjustable here at the front. They're not just for show. Those rods, yeah, you can't actually adjust them with a screwdriver and a spanner and so on. They pull everything into place and it looks flush. So that was a task I've done. You didn't see it on camera. It's nothing to it. It's quick and easy. Now, I did mention that we're going to do more wrapping on. There's a little bit of a problem. You'll notice there's no delivery van in the drive, so that means I've got no more wrap. Without the wrap, I can't finish the car. So unfortunately, we're waiting on the wrap. As soon as that comes in, yes, we'll get on with it. But for now, I'm still waiting on that. I'm also going to do a few other little touches to really set this car off, because yeah, it deserves it. It needs to stand out, especially at these car shows we're going to. If you take a standard stock Stinger to many car shows, I'm sorry, it just kind of looks like car park traffic. You need to do something to it, which is why we did this. So this car now looks absolutely amazing. It's going to get even more amazing. and hopefully you'll get to see that now that it's the #1 thing on the channel. The garage is taking 3rd place, the Supra 2nd, and of course the Stinger is now our primary focus on this channel. Okay, I've talked enough for now. It's time to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed any parts of this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and watch for upcoming videos because we're going to be doing a ton more on that. Thank you again so much for watching. Signing out.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded.